Hello, I am René Mendoza, the hostess with the mostest, who are doing another live from home interview. Just cause, what the frack? Why not? And as always, with my brother from another mother, Mr. Milwaukee, CJ McCree. What is up, good sir?
What is up, sir? Nothing.
and
Nothing's up.
and here you'll see us already mid sentence, starting talking about Harley Quinn. We just start recording, and there you go.
I found the movie like it bored me. Like I didn't feel like being there anymore. You know what I mean? As I'm watching it, until the end, I didn't really enjoy it until the end of it.
It's funny to say that because I'm recording this just in case, but I'm recording it. But the way I was up, I'm recording it. Was that I see what you're saying? I thought it was fun up until she goes back to tell how she got from to getting there to Cassandra Cain. I'm like, oh, you're telling this fucking backwards now. Because that was the thing. Like, I'm like, did you notice that when she goes over? I'm like, how did she get there? She goes, let me tell you how I got from.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Kind of like Memento back.
Yeah.
There. I like. Oh, let me go back here. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, let me go back here. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, in this.
But it was just for that one beat, though. It was just for that, and then it catches. It just tells you like how it goes to Black Canary to Montoya, a little bit of Huntress. I'm like, all right, like wait, nah, this is bullshit. You should have just fucking done what. It was the Deadpool thing, but Deadpool did it all the fucking time, and she only did that one that in the first act, and then I'm like, okay, I can see what you're saying. I'm like, oh, this is kind of sloppy. I totally agree with you that it was a choice to be that sloppy, but they were inconsistent with their sloppiness.
Yeah, no, agreed. Like, yeah, I agree with that statement. Mm-hmm. And I really have been trying to like pinpoint certain things as to why I didn't like it. But in the end, it's like, it comes down to as I'm sitting there in the theater, like, I wasn't enjoying myself.
Right.
Like, and that's really what it kind of comes down to. I've been trying to, like, pinpoint certain things. Mm-hmm. But, like I was telling you yesterday, I like the movie for all of its separate parts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? Like, I like, I don't know, irreverent types of stories like this. You know what I mean? Like, I like the Birds of Prey, and I liked the Birds of Prey in this movie. Even, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. But all together, I just didn't enjoy myself. Like watching the movie.
I did
not enjoy myself.
I thought you liked the action. I thought the action was fun. I'm like, this is a CG action right here, but I can see why you also didn't find it. I'm like, okay. Story wise, which I find weird. I'm like, this is the one time where I like the action more than the story. And you like the story more than the you care for the story more than the action. It's usually,
I don't know. Like, as long as the story is there, like, I don't need it to be bigger than that. You know what I mean? Like, usually, like, but this, like, it's almost like the story you didn't even know what the story was until like Act 2. You know what I mean? Like,
which Act 2 started in Act 1, but then she went back to tell you how Act 2 got there.
Right.
Yeah. I see that.
And so it's like, okay. And because I feel like, yeah, once I knew what was going on, I feel like then I started to be more on board with it. You know what I mean? Like, once I knew what was happening, okay, this is why I'm watching this crap right now.
Right.
Okay, it's like she finds the chick, and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when they finally get to the police part, to the police action scene or whatever. It's like, that's when, like, the movie... It's like, that's when, like, I could get on board with the movie then. It's like, okay, now I know what's up. Now I know the stakes. Now I know why she's here. Mm-hmm. And she has to find the chick. Then it started gelling with me. And then it was like, it wasn't so bad that going forward, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was like, I'm on board. And then when they finally got to the last act, then it was like, then I started to enjoy it. But I don't know. I feel like by then it was too little too late for me to think it was a good movie or worth my time. Because it's like, all right, like I did like I keep saying, you know, I like to give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? And it's like, I did like the third act, you know. But I just wish they got on board with what story they were telling, like from the get-go. You know what I mean? I just wish they got to the story like right away. I feel like I would have enjoyed it a lot more You know what I mean? If that was true. And it's kind of like 3 different movies too. You know what I mean? Like in a sense, it's like 3 different stories. Like it wants to be a story about Harley Quinn breaking up with the Joker. Then it's also a story about the origin of the Birds of Prey, and it's also a story about Harley Quinn cozying up to a friend, getting a friend,
right.
basically. You know what I mean? Like getting a bonding with Cassandra Cain. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like those are like kind of almost like 3 different movies that this movie is trying to be, and like it's not necessarily one then the other then the other. It's kind of like they're all mixed together, and it feels jumbo. I don't know. I almost wish they had either the Birds of Prey had even less involvement in the story, and like they just were like, okay, let's just let Harley Quinn do her thing, and then the Birds of Prey, maybe you can still do the backdoor pilot, whatever, to the Birds of Prey franchise, but you know, maybe like don't even dive as far into it. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like Huntress's story, as little as it was way more interesting than what Harley had going on. You know. Even Dinah's story was way more interesting than what Harley had going on, and that would have been a way better movie, to be honest. Like
she was hot,
like a stinger under the thumb of a gangster, like freaking.
She was a hottie, too hottie.
Right, actually, both Huntress and Black Canary's movies would have been better than watching hers. I feel like this, and when I say their movie, I mean the story that they presented us with in this movie. Like, the little story that they gave us of their story, like, both of their stories would have been more interesting than what Harley was doing, or what was going on.
I think that's why the title, Birds of Prey, and the emancipation of one Fantabulous Harley Quinn, but, because I do see the emancipation, I'm like, well...
Okay, well, explain that to me then. Explain that to me.
Hey, hold on, before we let's start recording. Hold on.
I just felt like, because I started going off into a rant, so I was like, I feel like we're probably going to use this in the show.
We
anyway,
are.
So
okay.
So
finally, let me get back into this then. So, welcome. We're finally into the Frack The Canon. We're a couple of minutes in before we do the intro. As you heard, CJ and I have been going on a rant. I just saw Harley Quinn for the second time with my baby sister, who's 14. She's not here, but she saw it. She loved it. You've heard this. So, all right. Going back to CJ explaining the emancipation. The Emancipation Proclamation of Harley Quinn.
I think we should re-record the intro at the end.
Okay. All right.
Just...
all right. So, as I was saying, the Emancipation of one Fantabulous Harley Quinzel is her starting out, and this is where because I when I saw it, I was like, okay, I thought it was. I took out my glasses because of the reflection. Was the breaking up with the Joker and like blowing up Ace Chemicals and all that fun stuff. But it was her making her name when she started becoming a mercenary. When she is kidnapped by Black Mask, and she's like, no, I'll do it for you. Instead of going to the Joker, instead of calling for help, I'll do it on my own. It's her. That's what. And this is me playing devil's advocate because I'm like, it's very, very loose, very, very loose. This Quinzel, the emancipation. Overall, because that's her emancipation. It's her breaking up from the Joker and setting up for herself. Because they kind of showed it. They kind of told us that when she broke up with the Joker, everyone's like going after her. But before that, she broke dude's legs. It's fine. Just tell Joker what's up, you know. So that's what I see as her emancipation. Rebuttal, CJ.
Okay, dude. Was there not a part in the movie where Harley Quinn said in voiceover, I didn't even know the ramifications. Something to the effect of, I didn't even know the ramifications.
Until the next day, yeah. Until the next day. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah, she did say that. Yep.
Like, she didn't even know the ramifications of the decision I have made. Like, I can't accept it as a full emancipation. Here's how I feel about it. I can't accept it as a full emancipation because, like, when all I want you to explain to me is when did she become like emancipated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when did she become something greater in the movie? Like when did that happen?
When I think
when did she transcend something? Like as far as I see, she pretty much just did whatever she wanted,
mm-hmm.
whenever she wanted. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Iron Man was a character, for instance,
mm-hmm.
who did whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got caught up, something happened to him, and that completely changed who he was. And then he recognized consequences after that. And he didn't do everything. He knew that he had something to care for. He had things to lose. And it changed who he was as a person. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't the same Tony Stark that began that movie.
After Mark 1? Like after he like are you talking about? Okay, I know what you're saying, but
no, I'm saying like so after like he went into the camp or whatever.
Right.
He went into captivity. One person. He came out a different person than he was when he went in. You know what I mean? Like a thing happened.
Okay.
And it changed who he was.
So you're saying the Aquaman debate then he didn't grow. Aquaman didn't grow in his movie.
Aquaman didn't grow. No. But you see, here's the thing: like that idea of emancipation, right?
Okay.
The emancipation of Harley and Quinn's self. Like movies are always like that's one thing they always told us. It's always subtext, right?
Right.
Like in Brooks, and when I say they always told us, I mean
at Brooks.
René went to film school.
So drinking game. Bring back the drinking game. Every time we went to film school, take a shot.
Oh, anyways. They taught us that, you know, one of the things, we always allude to this. Anyways, one of the things they taught us was like, you know, it's not, there's layers to
right.
what's happening. You know what I mean? In the scene. So when I hear something like emancipation, especially in the title, like, I think something greater. You know what I mean? Yes, there's the physical. Right. Yes, there's the emancipation of what, you know what I mean? Of the physical, right? And that physical is the breakup. That physical world is the breakup of her and Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But her herself, like, what is she emancipating from? Like, what is she becoming that's different? And here's the thing, that allows her to be someone who can be without Joker. You know what I mean? Like, that allows her to be that.
And it was that, and it was her starting. It was at the end. Like, it was at the end, and this is me again playing devil's advocate because I told you where you're coming from. I still like this movie, but it was at the end. It's where actually no, fuck you. I'm not playing devil's advocate. I believe this. I take it back, TJ. I take it back. I'm not playing devil's advocate. I believe this. It's at the end where she has her own business card that says Harley Quinn and Associates, badass mother frackers. So I'm like, okay, she's starting her own business. She's doing it independently with her apprentice now, with Cassandra Cain, who is really Cassandra Cain in name only. Because Cassandra Cain is a mute in the comics. Sorry. Back to you.
I feel you. That's not enough for me. A business card. Like, she had another one. She just had somebody make one for her this time. You know what I mean? Like, she had another one that she wrote herself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is... Cassandra Cain, like, they could have developed that. And that's like one of my greatest regrets for this movie, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, that could have been an awesome story, too. Like, her meets Cassandra Cain, and they, like, you know, play off each other or whatever, you know what I mean? Kind of like, almost like a goofier version of what Logan was, you know what I mean? Like, with Logan and freaking X-23, you know what I mean? Like, they could have been freaking awesome, but I feel like it was, like, she was just a replacement. Like, that's why I'm asking, like, what is she emancipated for? Because to me, Cassandra Cain is just a replacement for Joker. It's just something to fill the void.
Okay.
Of, like, someone else. You know what I mean? Just something to fill that space. You know what I mean? She's, like, someone who can't be alone. And that's why... that's why... I lost my train of thought.
And that's why she's not emancipated?
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like she's not emancipated, because she what did she like? She didn't learn. She didn't change. You know what I mean? She didn't become anything else. She's not emancipated from anything. She is still in that behavior, and she could still maybe even fall for another person. You know what I mean? That is just as destructive as a Joker. Maybe.
Right.
What is different about her? What is different that she won't fall back into the Joker? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I agree. Okay, those are all valid points. I still like this movie. I thought it was fun. I thought the actor was kick-ass. I thought the hottest one was Black Canary. Because, yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel you. I liked.
All right, so let's talk about. Okay, so you and I, that was our big. Like, I totally agree with you that Harley Quinn was the weakest out of that movie. Harley Quinn definitely was lacking character. I mean, but it is Margot Robbie. She is the star. She is the name. She's the one that everyone went to go see. She was the best thing in Suicide Squad, like acting wise and character wise, right? But what else did you like about Birds of Prey? I liked what's her face, Black Canary. I thought she was beautiful, and then when she did her canary cry, I'm like, yeah, she did it.
I liked Black Canary. I liked the Birds of Prey in the movie. I thought there was entirely too little of them. Birds of Prey, they were even the draw for me in this movie. I thought they were done well. They were done in such a way that it made me want more of them. I do want to see more of those characters, and I do hope that the underperformance of this movie doesn't hurt the chances of a future Birds of Prey movie.
I think it is, because when I went to go see it the first time last week, there was 2 people, and then this time it was me and my baby sister, 14 years old, so she's a teenager. So frack you guys. It was her and I, and then another couple. So there were 4 people in the biggest, one of the biggest theaters. I'm like, yeah, this is not. And I was asking the lady too. I'm like, how busy is Sonic? She goes, extremely busy. We're sold out already. I'm like, yeah, well, we're gonna go see that one next, but it's sold out, so maybe later. Which will be the next review.
But no, yeah, I liked Black Canary's story. I liked Black Mask as well. I thought he was just a really goofy villain, but he was like sinister as well. Like, you know, which you have to. If your star is a bad guy, you got to make your villain way crazier. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, I liked elements of the movie. You know, the action was choreographed well. You know, and that's cool. And I like, and honestly, like, you know, I think that Margot Robbie nails it as Harley Quinn. You know, like, she embodies and makes the character her own in the same way that Robert Downey Jr. does Iron Man, in the same way that Ryan Reynolds does Deadpool, in the same way that Hugh Jackman did Wolverine. Like, she makes that character her own, and she plays it very well. I just don't personally believe that character can headline a movie.
You touched something that I wanted to get back to. Like, when you said Deadpool, and this is something that we talked about, and it bugged me the first time, and it didn't bug me much this time. But the first time I saw it, I'm like, this is Deadpool. They've taken Deadpool's voice and having them say Harley Quinn stuff. How did you feel about that?
No, I felt the exact same way. When I was watching it, I was like, okay. I was like, this is DC's girl Deadpool. That's what I was thinking as I was watching it. I was like, this is DC's girl Deadpool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was just, you know, like, we'll see how that works then, I guess. You know what I mean? See if people dig that, I guess. You know?
Did you like it?
It felt blatant to me almost. Like, you know what I mean? It was like not even very well veiled.
I've seen some of it. I was like, I've seen some of the cartoon clips of Harley Quinn on and I'm like, this is Deadpool. You're doing Deadpool. So I wonder if there was a, like, it worked for Deadpool. Let's do it for us. Let's do it for Harley Quinn.
Right. Because, I mean, it seems like their strategies are reactive, too. You know what I mean? When Suicide Squad came out, you know, you could tell, like, they were trying to make that their Guardians, you know? And then freaking... I mean, that one was less blatant, but I think the movie choice was, like, sort of almost like, this is our Guardians. And then like this is definitely Deadpool. Like this is like Deadpool. And I felt like when the Birds of Prey, I got X-Force vibes from the Birds of Prey, from Deadpool too. You know what I mean? Like they were such like a write-off characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, you know, just not really important to the greater story as a whole. They're just kind of like in there. I was like, they're kind of like basically they're what X-Force was in Deadpool 2, just less expendable and like freaking. And this is just Deadpool. Otherwise, it's Deadpool mixed with Deadpool 2.
All right. The title of this episode is Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of one Harley Quinzel from Deadpool. That's the title of this episode.
Question mark.
Question mark.
But otherwise, like I said, I did like the third act, and I did like everything involved with the Birds of Prey. I don't feel like they ruined the Birds of Prey origin, you know what I mean? I don't mind that Barbara Gordon wasn't in there even, you know what I mean? And that like it was freaking René Montoya. I appreciated how they did Birds of Prey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like Harley Quinn is that. Either they didn't make Harley Quinn that interesting of a character, or I just don't think she's that interesting of a character. I don't think she should headline a movie. Like, I don't think like I said, I like Margot Robbie, but I don't think Harley Quinn, the character, should headline a movie.
I second that because, and this is something we talked about again yesterday, you and I, if you saw it, was that I felt that in Suicide Squad, she was amazing. She was the best thing in the whole movie, but she was over-sexualized in that movie. And in this one, I feel like they brought down the sexuality. I didn't think it was over-sexualized at all. I thought, I'm like, okay, this made, to me, it feels, all right, this is something I would see a real woman wear in everyday life. But after seeing it at the same time, I'm like, this is just, they were playing her as Deadpool. You know, because even when, what was it? There was a scene in Deadpool, remember, it was the first or second one, where he's fighting a bunch of thugs, and he throws cocaine at them, and he gets high of it. And this happens in the same movie too. Like, she's getting fired up by the bad guys, and she's behind a bag of mounted cocaine, and she inhales and goes insane, like goes berserker. I'm like, this is Deadpool. Thoughts?
Yeah, I forgot about that part in Deadpool, to be honest. I forgot about that. And that even, that's hilarious, because that makes this even more of a comment. I actually really like that part in Birds of Prey, though.
Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey?
When that happened. Yeah, and before it, but I was like kind of like on the fence about that scene, though, before that happened, though. When that happened, I was like, this is funny. You know what I mean? Like, cool. But, like, because we were talking about it earlier, like, I always feel like police raid scenes are a tricky thing to do in action movies. You know what I mean? Other action movies do it.
Hold on, can you repeat that? My mom just bothered me while I'm recording. Say that again, please.
No, okay, so I was saying, like, you know, I'm a big action movie fan, of course, always, but I always think it's a tricky thing to do when in an action movie they do an assault on the police force.
Okay, yeah.
Like a police station or something, or like some sort of occupying authoritative force. Like, if you're doing that, like, it's a tricky thing because, like, it has to be believable. Like, everybody in there is trained and armed. You know what I mean? Like, for situations like that, you know what I mean? Like, and to, you know, kill if need be, but at least to put you down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and
so it's like,
that's something that this viewing I saw. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, CJ's right. All the cops were scared. I'm like, no, all the cops are armed, and she has beanbags. Why are they fighting back? So there is no truth in this art. So fuck this movie. I take it back.
Right.
It does suck.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's what I'm saying. Like that scene. Like it took me out of it. Like really, he's got beanbags and like no, and like this is full of cops here. Like it's a room full of cops, and she like. And, like, she wasn't, like, she didn't have quick loading weapons. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
they could have brought her down so many freaking times in that movie.
Right.
They're like,
it wasn't like The Matrix, who did something exactly like that, right? You know what I mean? Like, one person wasn't like that where, and I could believe that Harley Quinn could here's the thing, I could believe that Harley Quinn could take on a whole police station. If they did it right, I could believe that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if they mixed it up, did like more martial arty or her brand of martial arty, kind of goofy martial art kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where like kind of like drunken mastery ish. You know what I mean? Like. You know, she's flopping around or whatever, flipping and like going over, but it wasn't like hand to hand. She's using this slow freaking weapon that's shooting beanbags that she has to load after like each shot. Like, and it's like, dude, this is a room full of police officers here. Like, how are you? Nah, like that completely took me out of it. Like,
yeah, no, the second viewing, I was like, TJ's right again. Why is they taking her down? Well, this is bullshit. So
no, I don't know. They should, but you know, and that's the thing is like she's more fun to watch when she's doing hand to hand stuff anyway.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, so like, I mean, I guess like they could like to change that scene around, for instance. Maybe they could have started her with the bat instead. You know what I mean? Right. She came in there with a stupid freaking potato gun or whatever, basically like. But maybe start with the bat or the mallet or something, you know what I mean? And then she's like freaking, then she's moving around, then she's dodging bullets or something. You know, you can show she's like hard to hit or something, you know what I mean? Like, and she's doing all that, you know what I mean? Then, I don't know. It might have played better, maybe. I don't know. But, I don't know. Like, that scene kind of took me out. Like, people were raving about the action and talking about, like, what I think was the guy that did John Wick, maybe, I think.
I think so. I think he was involved somehow, or he just was he raving about the action?
Something, yeah. They were raving about the action, and I felt underwhelmed at most of it, to be honest. Like on a lot of the action, like
I did like the action in the police. I like the action. I did like the action. I'm just like, why isn't this happening faster? When the mercenaries came in, that was pretty cool. I thought when the mercenaries were firing at her and Catch Kane. It's cool.
No, like I said, I like that part. Like the second half of the police action scene, like I liked it. I liked that. You know, once you got the coke, once you sniffed the coke,
when you got cokified,
and it kind of like amped it up a little bit. I like that.
All right.
And that is kind of like that kind of marked where I started to get on board with the movie. You know what I mean? Because it started to come together. Then you know what I mean? Like the movie started to come together, and it was like okay. Like,
but you were already out by that point, right? You were saying you were already out by that point. You're like you were already kind of done with the movie by that point, or
yeah, kind of, yeah. You know what I mean? And so it was an uphill battle. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I was already done, but then it was like, okay, like I see what's going on here. You know what I mean? And then it's like, and I do feel like it got better. You know what I mean? Beyond that, I do feel like it got better after that.
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
I don't know. It just took a. I don't know, man. I just couldn't get on board with it, man. I just couldn't get on board with it. Like,
well, it's funny because I thought you would love it. I thought, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see it. This feels because you're the one that told me you were reading all these great reviews. I'm like, I have no interest in this movie at all. As in deleted scenes of the last episode, we're like, nah, we're not gonna see it. We ended up seeing it anyways. I liked it. Johanna, my baby sister, liked it. But yeah, what did you guys think? Comments below if you wanna or not, whatever. But yeah, that's all I got. CJ, you wanna do? You wanna got anything else you wanna talk about before we take a break and then come back?
Nah, man. I don't know. Everybody stay black. No, I'm just kidding.
Right on, brother. Right on.
Oh yeah, it is Black History Month, bro.
Again, I don't know which end it is. Is it this end or this end? Yes. Go on, stay there. Do it again. What kind of... Alrighty. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next time.